Did you say Nikon F3, Df, ZFC, ZF, retro Nikon? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and today I'm a bit puzzled because I saw on Nikon rumors that Nikon is supposed to make an announcement next week, but that is not about a new product. So what happened in the headquarters? Maybe someone saw the light, maybe they heard voices coming from God and they told you, guys, you're on the right path with those Z9 and Z8. Anyway, we are still waiting for the Nikon Zf to be announced because that was supposed to happen on August 2nd, and as many other times when we heard about the Nikon Zf, it just didn't happen. And so we're still waiting for it. They said it's gonna happen in a few weeks, maybe in September. I honestly have some hard times to understand this Nikon Zf because when they released the Nikon Df, that was legit. So it was a generation of photographers coming from the Nikon F3, that was their best film camera or one of the most important release Nikon ever had, and then they had plenty of F-mount glasses to get along with it. And so with the Nikon Df, it was a retro nostalgia release, taking the best advantages of the technology at the time. There was DSLR. DSLR, the main advantage versus film cameras was the introduction of this cheating mechanism, which is improving the ISO. So improving the ISO, guys, it doesn't give you any more light hitting the sensor, but you can amplify eventually electronically and make it as if you had more light hitting the sensor, but it's just a cheating mechanism. We are all used to it right now, but when it was first introduced, I remember plenty of discussions from film photographers and so on and so forth. And so that was the main improvement that DSLRs introduced versus film cameras, but it was only one step beyond. And now with the mirrorless, guys, we are another 2, 5, 10 steps further because wow, technology improved everything in photography. And so honestly, if you don't have the video capabilities as the Nikon Df didn't have, and probably the Zf will not have, why are you going for a mirrorless camera? In my humble opinion, it only makes sense if you need the AI or tracking mechanism that you cannot have in DSLRs, because otherwise the Nikon D850 was the best DSLR ever released. And honestly, if you don't need technology, why going for a mirrorless? Why am I thinking that they will not introduce any video capabilities in the Nikon Zf? Because the Nikon Df didn't have any. It was fully dedicated to stills. And so if they're really thinking about selling price $2,000, well, I think that we'll have to compromise to take away a few of the capabilities that now are in the Z8. Otherwise, you cannot just change the dress to a Z8 and sell it for a fraction of the price, right? And so my assumption is that it will not have any video capabilities. That would be an important lack, because in 2023, we are all shooting videos 4K for a reason or another. And so another thing that we have to consider is that when they released the Nikon Df, it was getting along very well with all the Nikon F-mount glasses that were developed up to that very moment. While the Zf, they don't have any Z-mount retro glasses to get along with it. And so it would be a new development. It would be more efforts from Nikon to pair that style, to match that kind of style, assuming that consumers are really interested in having it. And the only reason why I would go for a retro camera, like I did with my Leica Q2, is that I am really loving the physical dials on top of the camera, so you can adjust the f aperture on the glass, the ISO and the shutter speed with the physical dials, and you don't have to get lost inside any given menu like you have to do when you want to shoot videos inside, because there are so many variables that you will have to take into consideration. Another important thing that I hope to see in the Nikon Zf is that little tiny button that we used to have on Nikon that was assigned to choosing the metering option, center, average, whatsoever. And so with the most recent mirrorless cameras, you need to assign that function to a function button, but I really loved it. It's not a big of a deal, but I really hope to see it back. So with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.